Piastri's brand new McLaren MCL40 for 2026 is reportedly faster and more advanced than anyone expected, leaving rivals across the grid genuinely alarmed. Early tests suggest this car might redefine the competitive landscape before the first race has even begun. Sources hint that the MCL40 may exploit Mercedes' PU26 power unit advancements, including superior hybrid energy deployment, cooling efficiency, and active aero systems. If these advantages are real, McLaren could dominate qualifying and early season races, forcing rival teams into panic mode. Only McLaren engineers and Piastri himself fully understand the car's potential. Insiders suggest that aspects of aerodynamics, tire management, and battery deployment have been optimized to a level that rivals have never encountered, making every preseason session a critical data-gathering opportunity. Later in the video, we'll break down exactly why Piastri's MCL40 is so terrifying, how this could influence early season standings, and what rivals are quietly doing behind the scenes to catch up. What seems like simple testing could reveal a performance revolution, and the story is far from over. The 2026 McLaren MCL40 has already set the paddock buzzing after preseason tests reportedly revealed performance levels far beyond expectations. Oscar Piastri, at the helm, has been pushing the car in early sessions, and sources claim the combination of the Mercedes PU26 power unit, hybrid energy management, and active aerodynamic systems is delivering unprecedented lap consistency and acceleration. Engineers have been meticulously analyzing telemetry, knowing that even small fluctuations could hint at underlying strengths or vulnerabilities that could define the season. The MCL40's hybrid system appears to be a central factor in its terrifying early pace. Piastri reportedly observed consistent energy recovery and deployment patterns that optimize corner exits while preserving tire life. This combination of efficiency and raw speed has forced engineers to closely examine how adjustments to energy maps and battery management could further amplify performance. Rivals are already speculating that this system could provide McLaren with a crucial advantage, particularly in tracks that demand high energy deployment and precise power unit control. Aerodynamics also seem to play a crucial role. Early data suggests that the car's active aero system, including front wing flaps and adjustable rear elements, is enhancing downforce and drag efficiency simultaneously. Piastri has reportedly been able to extract maximum performance from these systems, translating to higher cornering speeds and stability in braking zones. Competitors are observing these early tests with a mix of fascination and alarm, recognizing that even minor inefficiencies in their own cars could leave them vulnerable if McLaren maintains this pace. The preseason schedule has taken on a new intensity as McLaren prioritizes understanding the full extent of the MCL40's capabilities. Engineers are balancing aggressive testing with cautious observation, ensuring that early performance gains do not mask hidden reliability issues. Each wind tunnel run, CFD analysis, and on-track session is scrutinized not only for lap time but also for energy deployment patterns, tire behavior, and hybrid system integration. The team's meticulous approach highlights the high stakes of modern F1 preseason testing, where a single advantage can shift the competitive balance. Psychologically, the revelation has placed enormous pressure on Piastri and his engineers. As the driver who can interpret subtle changes in the car's behavior, Piastri must communicate precise feedback while continuing to extract maximum performance. Engineers must respond quickly, balancing immediate lap gains with long-term reliability. This dynamic reinforces the increasingly vital role of the driver as both competitor and technical collaborator, whose observations can shape the development and strategy of an entire season. The broader paddock is reportedly in heightened alert after seeing early signs of the MCL40's capabilities. Red Bull, Mercedes, and Ferrari are believed to be adjusting their simulations and testing priorities in response, attempting to anticipate where McLaren's advantage may appear. Even without access to internal data, rival teams are aware that McLaren may have unlocked a step change in performance, creating preseason tension that extends beyond the team itself. The early discovery has therefore become a strategic factor influencing the entire field. Finally, the implications for McLaren's championship ambitions are significant. If the MCL40's early performance translates into race reliability, the team could enter 2026 with a major early season advantage. Project timelines, component validation, and preseason development are under intense scrutiny to ensure the car can deliver consistently at the front. Piastri's first impressions indicate that the preseason has become a high-stakes laboratory, where every test, adjustment, and data point carries consequences that could redefine McLaren's trajectory in the 2026 season. The first partial revelation of McLaren's MCL40 came as Piastri began providing real-time feedback from preseason testing. Sources suggest he noticed unusually precise energy deployment from the Mercedes PU26 power unit, combined with remarkable aerodynamic stability. Each lap revealed consistency that seemed to defy expectations, particularly in high-speed corners where downforce management is critical. Engineers quickly began dissecting telemetry data to understand the root causes, balancing excitement with caution to ensure reliability was not being compromised for speed. Rival teams reportedly started noticing discrepancies in McLaren's lap times and sector performance. Red Bull, Ferrari, and Mercedes are said to be scrutinizing testing patterns, analyzing subtle behavioral cues to anticipate where McLaren might gain a competitive edge. Even without direct access to internal data, these teams could infer that Piastri's MCL40 was delivering something unprecedented, prompting early concerns that McLaren might start the season with a substantial performance advantage. The car's hybrid system has been identified as a critical factor. Piastri reportedly observed that energy recovery and deployment were optimized in ways that allowed for more consistent corner exit speeds while preserving tire life. Engineers are testing various scenarios to see whether this performance is sustainable over race distance or if it is limited to short stints in testing. Each new set of data adds complexity, requiring careful evaluation to separate genuine advantage from anomalies that might emerge under different conditions. Aerodynamics also play a decisive role in the MCL40's early success. The front wing, nose, and rear adjustments are reportedly functioning harmoniously with the active aero system, generating downforce in corners while reducing drag on straights. This allows Piastri to push the car aggressively without compromising stability. Rivals are aware that these efficiencies could translate into lap time gains of several tenths, prompting them to consider revisions to their own preseason strategies in response. McLaren's internal approach to these early findings is methodical. Engineers are analyzing every lap to confirm that the performance gains are repeatable and not the result of transient conditions or setup anomalies. Adjustments to hybrid maps and aero settings are being fine-tuned, with Piastri providing critical input. The team is cautious, aware that any oversight could lead to reliability issues once the season begins. This balance between aggressive exploration and defensive precaution demonstrates the high stakes inherent in preseason testing. The psychological impact on Piastri is equally important. As the driver uncovering the car's early potential, he must provide precise and actionable feedback while maximizing lap performance. This dual responsibility requires acute focus and technical insight, highlighting the evolving role of drivers in modern F1. The feedback loop between driver observation and engineering decision-making has become more critical than ever, with Piastri's input directly influencing development choices and preseason strategy. Finally, the early revelation has sent shockwaves across the paddock. Rivals are reportedly recalibrating simulations, testing strategies, and aerodynamic assumptions in response to the apparent advantage of McLaren's MCL40. The partial revelation signals that the car could be a major contender in 2026, and preseason dynamics have shifted from routine evaluation to a high-stakes contest of observation, adaptation, and anticipation. Every insight gained now could influence early season race outcomes, making McLaren's preseason performance a critical story to follow. The twist emerging from McLaren's preseason testing is the revelation that the MCL40 may not just be fast, it could fundamentally alter the competitive balance of the 2026 season. Sources suggest that the integration of the Mercedes PU26 power unit, hybrid energy systems, and active aero components is producing performance gains previously unseen. Piastri's observations indicate a car that is not only quick on paper but stable and repeatable in real-world conditions, a combination that rivals are struggling to understand or counteract. Every session now carries high stakes, as engineers race to comprehend the full extent of the car's capabilities. Central to this twist is the interplay between hybrid power deployment and aerodynamic efficiency. Piastri reportedly achieved lap times with energy recovery and deployment optimized in ways that maximize corner exit and maintain tire life. This synergy suggests McLaren has developed a finely balanced package where energy, aero, and mechanical grip interact harmoniously, giving the team a potential advantage that extends beyond individual circuits. Engineers are analyzing simulations and telemetry to ensure that the performance is sustainable and not limited to specific track conditions. The FIA adds another layer of uncertainty. While no regulations have reportedly been breached, the combination of advanced hybrid deployment and dynamic aero could push the boundaries of 2026 technical regulations. If the system operates at the edge of legality, McLaren could attract scrutiny or formal inquiries. The team must navigate these regulatory nuances while extracting maximum performance, creating an added pressure on engineers and drivers alike. Ensuring compliance without compromising speed makes every preseason decision even more consequential. Strategically, the discovery has forced McLaren to re-evaluate their preseason objectives. Traditional focuses like aerodynamic refinement and suspension tuning are now accompanied by an imperative to understand and exploit the car's newfound performance potential. Every test lap, wind tunnel run, and CFD simulation is now examined through dual lenses, reliability and absolute pace. This recalibration illustrates how a single revelation can redefine technical priorities and reshape the development approach for an entire season. Psychologically, the situation places enormous demands on Piastri. As the driver who can fully exploit and interpret the car's behavior, he must provide precise, actionable feedback while continuing to push performance boundaries. Engineers rely heavily on his observations, creating a feedback loop where driver insight directly informs technical decisions. This dynamic emphasizes the growing role of drivers as essential collaborators in car development, where intuition and technical understanding are equally crucial. The preseason ripple effect across the paddock is undeniable. Rivals such as Red Bull, Mercedes, and Ferrari are reportedly revising their testing and simulation plans after observing early signs of McLaren's pace. Even indirect observations of lap consistency and energy deployment have forced competitors to anticipate potential gaps and adjust their own strategies accordingly. What initially appeared to be a standard preseason test has evolved into a high-stakes game of observation, adaptation, and preemptive strategy for the entire grid. Finally, the long-term implications of Piastri's early findings are profound. If McLaren's advantage proves sustainable, the MCL40 could redefine early-season race outcomes and influence championship trajectories. Resolving minor reliability questions and fully understanding hybrid and aero interactions are crucial for translating raw speed into race-winning performance. Piastri's discovery has transformed preseason into a crucible of technical, strategic, and psychological pressure, where every engineering decision and track session could have amplified consequences for McLaren's 2026 campaign.